Good morning, Super Awesome Geek Show friends. It's John, your host of the Super Awesome Geek Show podcast and YouTube. So I'm Hulk hands getting the room together. As you can see, I'm finding more and more stuff, but I got something really cool to show you. So this is my little knick-knack shelf. It's remembrances, things of, you know, when I went on trips or family members have passed away and I got one item that reminds me of them. Grandma carved this dog. That's the very first, not first action figure, first Return of the Jedi action figure. Mom ran all over the place to try and find him and got him, and that's the exact one I had as a child. My National Space Society patch. Now this, why it's next to it, is the Meteor that actually landed in the 47-acre farm that I grew up on. Dad spent a long time digging through the crater, which was huge, like the whole field, and found two fragments. This one is, you know, the size of your fist in a sense, and boy, I gotta tell you, it's deceptive. This thing probably weighs 8 or 10 pounds. Extremely deceptive as to how much that weighs compared to the size. We brought the fragments, this big one and the smaller one, to the Rochester, New York observatory planetarium thingy, and they told us what the makeup was of each item, and we donated the smaller piece to them, which they still have, and I have the large piece, which I'm never getting rid of because it's cool, and it's an awesome story that it landed in our backyard. This was from Japan. My friend Brandon, when he went there, he got it, gave it back, came back with it. This is also from Japan, from my friend Brian. I'm Groot. This is when I went to Italy. Recent Star Wars. That's when I went to Japan. I got some Monokorobu. Little monk guy I found in a hotel. I just kept him for some reason. Now, this is a railroad spike. Railroad spikes were used, obviously, to hold the railroads together, but we also used them because we had railroad ties, or not railroad ties, railroad, that's what this is, I guess you could say. We used the railroad wood to build bridges over the flowing creek and everything else that was in the farm. So that's kind of remembrance of the farm. My medieval letter opener. It's, you know, looks King Arthur-ish. Ooh. Danny's dog tag from the war. That's my stepfather. My Batman patch. I don't have anywhere to put my patches, so. Giant bug, which I've had in the family since I was a kid. I have no idea how old it is. My mother found this, I don't know what you call it. They're like rose quartz or something. Some geologist out there will know. But that is from Texas when we lived down there. My throwing star, also from Japan. Now this also has a neat story. This is a Native American hammer. You can see how it goes, you can see how it goes like that through this little hole right here that my finger is going in and out of plugging, is where you would tie the leather wrappings, and right where this finger is into this notch is where the wooden handle would go, right? Now that one's also a funny story. Dad and I were walking around upstate New York, and you know, it's a treasure trove of Native American and stagecoach era artifacts in a sense. So we had neighbors that had found tons of arrowheads and other various Native American artifacts, and I was standing in a river and he was on the shore. Of course I was barefoot, and he's telling me what to look for, and I look down, and right there at my feet I see this weird shaped rock with a hole in it that's like perfect, like it's been drilled. You can actually see how it looks like it's been drilled by the way that they had a technique of coring through that, you know, by spinning the another piece of rock that was harder than this rock. You know what I'm saying? You get it. You know how that works. I'm sure you've seen those TV shows. And I go, you mean like this? And I pull it out of the water, and they were all very astonished that I had just found a hammer. So I've kept that ever since as well. Some various rocks, magma rocks and ejecta from impacts and things like that. I don't exactly remember the stories of those two rocks, but I've kept them for some reason, so I keep them. I'm always on the hunt for four-leaf clovers. I especially like giving them to people on weddings and various other things, and if I can, I find them in their own backyard. And one time I found a 5-leaf clover in Seattle, Washington. So this is just a piece of, two basic pieces of plexi with a magnet holding it together. You know, you get it. 2 pieces of plexi with a magnet holding together. From our trip to Rome, Japan, you know, Italy, right? All right. My stepfather, he had a dog named Sparky that was a Dalmatian, and Sparky's the one I remember the most of all the dogs my family on either side have had. Little cannon from the Gettysburg that my mother got. And the gecko dragon guy is a remembrance of Half Price Books when I worked there. He was just something that was laying around, always ended up on my desk when I was the inventory manager, and when I left, he left with me. Sparky and I used to go, because they lived down in Florida for a while, and then they went back to Pennsylvania, and Sparky and I used to go to the beaches, and we'd swim out together, way out into the ocean. He was kind of like my swimming buddy, so that's kind of my remembrance of Sparky and my stepfather, along with his dog tag, which I want to be careful about because I think, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay. Cool stuff, huh? Talk to you later. Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, sorry. Another item from Rome. When we went to Guam. That might have been from Daryl and Derek, and maybe Daryl and his wife when they went to Thailand or somewhere. China? I don't know. And more remembrances from my stepfather. I guess I grabbed a bunch of things when I was over at my mom's. Lighthouse, because he always collected those. I took one that I kind of just liked the style of. And his grenade. Don't worry, it's not live. See, there's a hole in the bottom. But it still weighs exactly what a real grenade would weigh. Operates the same way. Pull the pin, the handle comes out, and you can pinch that handle to hold the detonating stick. But really, it just, this unscrews, and there's a detonating stick in there. But you see, all the powder's gone. There's nothing to make it explode. So we're fine. Don't worry. We're all fine here. How are you? Boring conversation anyway. Good morning, good night, good day, whatever. From John at the Super Awesome Geek Show. Follow us at Twitter at Awesome Geek Show.